Let's learn how we can create dynamic moving averages in our dashboards. So let's look at this example. In this example, we are showing monthly sales in this line chart, right? So why do we need moving averages? Moving averages are helpful to remove any kind of abnormality in your sales trend or any trend. Okay, so you can see here there are some ups and downs which you do not want to see, and you want to see the moving averages instead of these actual numbers. So moving averages smooths your trends. Let me add the moving average in this visual. Okay, so you see the moving average now smoothens your trend. So you are actually able to see how the trend looks over a longer period of time. Here, we have kept the moving averages dynamic. So I can choose the period that for which I want to see the moving average. For example, if I select just 1 month moving average, that is nothing but the actual sales. If I then increase to 2 months, it smoothens the trend chart a bit. If I further go to 3 month moving average, 4 month moving average, 5 month moving average, 6 month moving average, it keeps on smoothing the chart. Okay. So we will learn how we can create this dynamic moving average. So here is our data model. We have the sales table, and then we have the customer table, calendar table, and the products table. Sales table has the sales measure. So let's create this calculation. To create the moving averages, we can create, first of all, let's create a static moving average here. So I'll create a new measure. Let's say I call it 3 month moving average. So we will first we'll calculate the period for the 3 month moving average. Okay, so I'll create a variable which is moving average period, and it is, I'll use the function dates in period, and here I can put calendar table date. My start date would be the maximum of this column. And since I'm creating 3 month moving average, so my number of intervals would be -3 as I want to move back in time, and the interval would be in months. Okay, so this is my moving average period. Next, I'll calculate the total sales. Total sales for this period. Total sales for this period is calculate sales, which is a measure. And in this case, I'll simply apply that moving average period as the filter. This is my filter. Then this is the numerator. I want to divide it with the number of months. So I'll create a variable for total months, which is calculate distinct count of month column in the calendar table. And once again, the filters remains the moving average period. And I want to return the division of total sales by total months. And for alternate result, I'll keep it as 0. So this will create the moving average, 3-month moving average measure. Let's look at it in a table visual. Month, if we bring the sales, this is the monthly sales. And if I bring the 3-month moving average here, this is what it looks like. So it is for the first month, it is calculating only this, the first month. For the second month, it is taking the average of these 2 months. For the third month, it is taking the average of these 3 months. Okay, and so on. And third month onwards, then you will see that these are then averages of the rolling 3 months value. Okay, you can also do calculate it, and the values would be same. If you apply this logic, it would be same. Okay, so we got this 3-month moving average. Now, if I want to make it dynamic, I can simply add a parameter for the rolling months. Let's add a parameter. I'll name it moving average months, keeping it as whole number with minimum value as 1 and maximum as, let's say I want to go only rolling 6 months. Okay, and increment would be 1, and let's me keep 3 as the default. And let me add that as a slicer already automatically here. Okay, this is the slicer. Let me change it to a different layout. Let me make it a tile. Okay, so these are the moving average months. Now I can simply insert these, the selected value of these as the input for this 3-month measure, right? So the 3-month moving average measure, instead of hard coding this 3 over here, I can simply take the, instead of the 3, I'll take the selected value, or just the value actually, moving average month value. Okay, so now this is dynamic. If I select 3, it shows the same value, but if I change it to something else, it'll change. So the values would now change depending on what moving average period I'm considering. Okay, so this is working now. Let me show this to you with the chart along with the dynamic title for the moving average. I don't want the title to be 3-month moving average. I want this to be dynamic too. So let's do this with a line chart. Let me copy this visual directly from here. And the 3-month moving average now, this 3-month moving average measure that I have, since I have made it uh, dynamic, this is not exactly 3 months. Let me just call it moving average sales. Okay, moving average sales. So I can create a line chart over here with date on the x-axis and sales in the y-axis and moving average also in the y-axis. keeping the calculation at the monthly level. Okay. So now this is showing me the moving average result. Okay. Now, just for keeping the title intuitive, it currently says sales and moving average sales by year and month. I want it to be automatically changing if I'm selecting a 3 month moving average or a 4 month moving average or 6 month moving average, it should automatically change. So for that dynamic title, I can create a measure. We call it moving average visual title, and it will be total sales versus, put a space, and then I can add the this parameter moving average value, this parameter, and again, okay. So this would be the title, total sales versus, in this case, the value, which could be 3, 4, 5, and then a hyphen month moving average sales. Let's apply it to the title for this visual. So here, instead of hard coding this title, I'll use the title from a field, the field value, and I'll choose the field value moving this visual title. Okay. So we added this title. Now you see this is coming properly. This title, I can format this up slightly better, keep it at the center, keep some background to it. Total sales versus 5 month moving average sales. So we can change it now dynamically, and this title would dynamically change as well. So this is more intuitive and gives users much more flexibility. Okay. So this is how we can apply moving average dynamically to our calculations. Thank you and see you in the next video.